Welcome back. I'm on the Yakima River at the Big Pines Campground in between Yakima and Ellensburg, Washington. Now, if you watched my last video, you know that I was just leaving the Wenatchee National Forest. I stopped last night in Yakima. It was more like a major pit stop. Did laundry, took a shower, and then continued on to here. Now I finally feel like I'm starting to make some progress towards Maine, so this is good. This video, I think we'll cover this campground probably all the way to the Grand Coulee Dam. Okay, so you can see the geology of this area is quite a bit different than my last video and the Cascades. The mountains and the forest are great, but this is also cool in a way too because the lack of rain prevents the trees from growing. The Yakima River is quite popular for tubing, kayaking. I even saw a jet ski, although I'm kind of surprised it's very shallow. So there's a bunch of different spots where you can enter and exit the river. So somewhere along the lines, I inadvertently deleted a bunch of footage. I did stay at the Big Pines Campground. I was enjoying the area so much I decided to pay the $15. Got up the next morning and went to the Wenatchee National Forest. Well, good evening. I'm in Wenatchee National Forest. I'll have to say I had a kind of difficult time finding a spot to stay tonight. There seems to be a lot of private and or mining claims in this area. And I don't really know how mining claims work, so there's a lot of little camps along the service road, and from as much as I can gather, you're not supposed to enter into those areas. I did find what seems to be a trailhead. Now, I don't know the name of it. Google Maps says one thing. The sign says it's Shaw Creek. It looks like it's an old service road, so there may actually be more of a hiking trail somewhere in this area. I'll have to look around in the morning. So there you go. I think tomorrow I'm going to travel all the way to the Grand Coulee Dam. So sometimes this is what you get when you living on the road in your van. It's not always these great panoramic views, so this is how I'm spending my evening, playing some games on my phone. Well, good morning. I'm going to do some hiking this morning, and then we'll take off. Probably stop a little bit in Wenatchee, and then continue driving a little bit further, find a place to camp for the evening. Okay, you can probably see a little peak off in the distance, and I was going to try to at least get close, if not all the way to the top if I could find a route, but it looks like that's in private land. I did see a sign just randomly in the forest. So turn around, find something else to hike, or even do the hiking trail. You're probably wondering why I'm showing you this. We're not far from the current service road, but it's kind of remarkable what you'll find randomly throughout the forest. Looks like there may have been a logging road here at one time, but I've been pretty far in the back country before and just found like random stuff on trees, like it almost looked like a weather collecting device. So this could be used as a good reference point to my hike, and also this could be the boundary of the forest. So there you go. Well, I hiked back to the van and then started hiking up the service road. I went about 30 minutes out. Figured it's a safer bet, although I'm starting to suspect that it wasn't on public land. It's really hard to tell around here. We're at the edge of the Wenatchee National Forest. There's a lot of private land around here, and then even within the forest itself, it seems like there's a lot of commercial activity. So probably, like I said last night, the best place to pull over for the evening. Okay, I made it to Wenatchee. I'm at their waterfront park along the Columbia River. I hang out here for a little bit. I think I might go to the Confluence State Park. I need to get some more water. So maybe later tonight I'll head towards the Grand Coulee Dam. We'll see what happens the next couple hours. If you've ever been to Seattle or you're from Seattle, their sign may look familiar. And I don't know if they were trying to copy Pike Place Market, but that was my first reaction when I saw this sign. So the Wenatchee Confluence State Park straddles the Wenatchee River before it enters into the Columbia River. Now, I'm on the Apple Capital Trail, and if you don't know, Eastern Washington produces the most number of apples anywhere in the world. So in Wenatchee, a lot of the stuff here either has that slogan, Apple Capital, or the sites are named Apple Capital. And so this trail actually goes through the state park, and it goes through 14 county parks, and it's about 10 miles. So we're gonna do a little bit of hiking on it. So there's a couple side trails or connector trails along the Apple Capital Trail, and this is one of them in the Wenatchee Confluence State Park. It's kind of an interpretive trail that goes through a marsh. Like I said, the Apple Capital Trail passes through 14 county parks, so there's a lot of things to see and do along the way. Okay, I'm at the Wenatchee Confluence State Park. On the way in, I stopped at the office to get an annual Discovery Pass. It's something I've been meaning to do for some time. Of course, I was talking with a volunteer there for a little bit, and she mentioned that it was going to be high winds tonight. So I looked it up. Winds are 25 to 35 miles an hour with gusts of 55. And my van, learning from experience, does not handle that. So I'm going to stay put in Wenatchee. I'm getting everything buttoned down. Of course, I'm going to clean up tonight, and then I'll take this opportunity to edit some videos. I mean, that's what I did the last time something like this happened. I spent the whole day in West Wendover, Nevada. Spent a whole day basically in a truck stop parking lot. It's an interesting experience. So yep, I'll try to enjoy the outdoors as much as I can before it gets too windy. I can see the wind is already starting to pick up. I might need to find a better spot for my van because the brake doesn't hold very well. But anyways, spending the night in Wenatchee now. The next morning I got up fairly early from Wenatchee and started driving towards the Grand Coulee. I stopped a couple times along the way to check out the scenery, which is what you're seeing here. Okay, I'm at the Banks Lake Public Access. This access point is pretty far off the beaten path. Of course, Banks Lake is behind me, so it's pretty late in the day already. I'm gonna kind of check out the area a little bit and then hang out here for most of the day tomorrow. So there you go. Good morning. So I'm going to do some exploring of this area. Yesterday I noticed it looks like a cave off in the distance, so we're going to walk down there right now to see what it's about. This is a closer look at the cave that I was talking about. There's really no information about it, so here you go. Okay, so I've had an issue with the pop top for several days now, and I'm finally getting around to fixing it. There's a seal that goes on the inside of the pop top that has come loose. In fact, the other day when I was driving down the freeway, it was waving around in the wind behind the vehicle, and of course it's quite long. It's about 10 feet or so. This is just a temporary fix. I'm using some Gorilla Tape, but if anyone has suggestions on how to adhere it to the pop top, leave a comment. Otherwise, I'll eventually get to a parts store and see what they have to fix it. Good morning. I'm just about to leave the spot that I've been at for the last 2 nights. It's been a decent spot. Head into Grand Coulee, experience the Grand Coulee Dam, and then hang out in the town. Okay, so I'm on the Grand Coulee tour. We're at the top of the dam, and they were super restrictive on what you could bring on the tour and then also what you can film. So I ended up having to shoot this with my cell phone. Okay, I just finished up the tour of the Grand Coulee Dam. It lasted about an hour. Got to go to the top of the dam and the pump house. We didn't get to see the powerhouse. Pump house is used to pump water into Banks Lake, which is used for irrigation, so that was interesting to learn. Here in a little bit I'm going to go up to the visitor center and then go into town and run a few errands. Alright, so we have Lake Roosevelt and the Grand Coulee Dam behind us. I'm going to stay another night in the Grand Coulee area. They have a laser light show that's projected onto the dam. It starts at around 10 o'clock tonight. I'll attempt to film it, but there's no guarantee because it's going to be dark. So the light show did show up a lot better than I anticipated on my GoPro. I did have to do a little bit of editing to show up, but not a lot. But otherwise, I'm going to leave it here. I want to thank you for watching, and in the next video, we're going to get into Spokane and a little bit of Idaho.
As we look around this beautiful and rugged landscape to the Columbia River below, we wonder, what is the story of this ever-changing river, flowing past us now and yet always returning in an eternal cycle? If we listen closely, we will see how we are all